Hey, what's up, good people? As you can tell by the background, I'm at home. I just didn't have it in me to go in today. I'm taking the opportunity to unplug in order to regroup and recharge. Now, I know I just came off a vacation, but it's been a hard week and I need to take care of me and my health as well. If I'm anything, it's because God is. And if I do anything, it's because God does. And I just need to take care of myself in order to be. That is my responsibility. At any rate, let me just get into this story for my introduction. Last night on the way home, I had the opportunity to have a long conversation with a good friend. We've been friends for years. And my friend just was in a place, an emotional space between a rock and a hard place. And as my friend shared their story, I was first angry. I mean, angry enough to fight. I want to fight. I told you I had that spirit of Peter. I identify with Peter. And, the situation, I'm going to say literally, the situation is like somebody needs their behind whipped, like a spoiled kid. I'm saddened by the situation. I'm frustrated by the situation. And God is speaking to me about the situation. Amen. Now, I did what God prompted my heart to do. And after I got off the phone, I put on the news and I got on the internet a little bit just to unwind from my day. And in that, I noticed there was a story on the news, and for the past couple of days, there's been a theme on the internet about, yesterday was about evangelicals. Today, there's a little blurb about why people are leaving the church. And I believe, I can't totally recall, it's something to the effect of turning their back on Jesus. Now, once again, my blood pressure is up. Let me talk about that for a minute. And I'm going to talk about it in relatable terms. That's why I call it Real Talk for a Faith Walk. Just because I go to maybe a concert, and I'm going to use a hot button topic here. Say I'm at a Beyonce concert. Just because I go to a concert does not mean I know Beyonce. I know her music. I can pick out a song if I hear it, but I do not know the woman. Amen. Just like, listen to what I'm saying. I could sit in the presence of someone for years and not know them. Now, if you think about like true crime stories and murder mystery shows, the first thing that someone in the neighborhood always says is they were a quiet person and they kept to themselves, seemed like a nice enough person. This person has been in your midst for years, or they're friendly and social, and they're a serial killer. That sound like the enemy? There's a show business axiom. Always leave them wanting more. And some of the people we've chosen in our lives seem to always leave us wanting, not more, but in want. Constantly falling short just to keep you on the hook. Displaying narcissistic traits. You're always the reason why they fall short. They blame, they're the victim, and you're the reason. And if you dare tear down that facade, now if you're bold enough to tear down that facade, prepare for the wrath. See, the enemy doesn't like to be exposed. Amen. That's something to think about. Who do you have in your circle? And do they leave you in want? Not wanting more of them, mind you. I need to be very clear about that, because you've already peeped their game. You've already exposed them. But the pull is on the heart. That's why you continue to hear me preach. Above all else, guard your heart. The enemy acts in our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and it permeates the heart. The head acknowledges who the enemy is, but it permeates the heart. And it's a little harder to wash. Amen. And then our fear of being alone, or we can intellectualize God all we want. But the bottom line is, we're looking for that God peace. That back in the day, we had the good china. I don't even know if they still do this at weddings or anything, but we had the good dishes. And in order to have the good dishes, you had to have that completer set with the butter dish, the creamer, all the accoutrement. You like that? That's French. You had to have all that stuff. And we look to people to be our completer set. We somehow forget that everybody has character defects. We forget that everybody has an Adamic nature, which is self-serving and self-seeking. And we are acting in ours when we look to these people to be our completer set. Amen. Getting back to that reoccurring theme in the news today about people leaving the church, and the axiom that I quoted, always leave them wanting more. See, in the world, you've heard the quote, all the world's a stage. We forget that some people are acting. We forget that we at times act as if. We forget that we're acting as if we know. We forget that we don't know. We're not trying to know. We're just merely acting. You know, in recovery, they have that thing, act as if. And that is so empty. I'm going to go with, this is funny. I'm going to end this message with a Biggie Smalls quote. I want to say to you, well, actually, 2 song quotes. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Study your word. And the Biggie quote is, if you don't know, now you know. Baby, baby. Get in your word and let God reveal himself to you in all his majesty. Let him rule and reign. And as far as people leaving the church, this is what happens when you worship the church and you worship your pastor, but you don't study to show yourselves approved. You never knew.